Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shamika and this is Check the Rhymes. I am super excited about today's show because one of my favorite soap stars is in the building, y'all. It is Donnell Turner from General Hospital. He plays Curtis Ashford on the show. We're going to talk about his role in the show and we're going to get into some Black Music Month content. So stay tuned because you definitely don't want to miss today's show. Donnell Turner, welcome to Check the Rhymes. Finally, how are you?
I am doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Happy Black Music Month.
Black Music Month.
So we got to kick this off because I've been like super excited. I've been a fan of yours for a while and I've actually been watching a lot of, obviously, as we've been in the house, I've been watching a lot of TV. And I find that you're on a lot of different shows that I watch, like Revenge. I was like, I know him.
Funny thing about that episode is, boy, they cut the bulk of my work. It was
really
a really long scene, and I was really excited to be on there. And I think I was playing a wealthy investor or something like that. And yeah, they cut that.
Oh man, well, yeah, I hate when they do that.
Yeah.
So how did you get into soap operas?
Funny story about soaps. I had done probably everything in this town except soaps, including background work, because I started at the very, very bottom doing background work. And I had never done background work on even a soap opera. So one day I finished a job doing background work on some show, and I walked by the set of Passions, and I thought, well, what the heck? Let me go in and see. You're not supposed to crash sets, but I did. Well, when I walked by, they thought I was a cast member. So I got treated like royalty. I'm looking around waiting for someone to expose me, but no one did. They gave me a chair to sit in. I sat right on the set in a director's chair. And that was my first time even being on the set of a soap opera.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if we rewind 20 years, when I lived in Sacramento, I worked in corporate America, and everywhere I went, people say, you look like a soap opera actor. You look like you should be on a soap. I thought, well, I'm going to be a movie star. I don't know about no soaps, but
right.
Okay. And I kept hearing that my whole adult life.
Uh-huh.
So when I moved to LA at 28, I thought, okay, this could be, something I pursue. I had no judgment. And a good friend of mine was a soap legend, and he would give me the ins and outs of the soap world. And so a friend who was in soaps moved to primetime. He recommended my name to play his old character.
That's awesome.
And which rarely happens. They were going to recast his character. He wasn't happy. He thought, who better than me, since I was his double and his stand-in. And
I think I know who this is.
So out of the goodness of his wonderful heart, he recommended me, an inexperienced actor.
Mm-hmm.
And but I read lines with him every day, so he knew I knew the basics.
Yeah.
And he knew I knew my letters. And I remember I auditioned. I did not get the part. They said they wanted someone with more on their resume. And yeah. And then so they hired someone else. But anyway, and so that was a little bit defeating. I got another recommendation to do Days of Our Lives.
Mm-hmm.
And I went in, I auditioned for Thug number 1. And I sat in what would have been a 5-minute audition. I sat there for about 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And the casting director says, you don't look like Thug number 1.
I
and
can
I
see
said,
that.
well, I don't feel like Thug number 1 or 2. And so she just stared at me for like 10 seconds. It was very uncomfortable. She says, you know what? I just got a note from the producers, and we're looking for a hot doctor. Can you play a hot doctor? Yeah. Even if I couldn't, I was going to say yeah. And that gave me my first 3 episodes as just doctor.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got 2 as Dr. Aiden Williams. They gave my character a name. And I thought, oh, this is it. But now that was like 5 episodes over 6 years. So it's a lot of
Yeah.
sitting by waiting for the phone to call. Did I do
Right.
something wrong? If you don't know soaps, you know how very fast it moves.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you come from a primetime world where you get 30 takes,
Right.
it's supposed to get 1 or 2. So it's like theater. Thank God for my theater background.
Mm-hmm.
And so the phone didn't ring anymore. And I had given up on soaps. And like you say, I did those little small parts. I just kept chipping away, doing little bit parts, and of course, reading for bigger parts and getting close. And then I was the spokesperson for 2016 Mercedes. I did that commercial, and then at the same time there was a AT&T commercial.
Mm-hmm.
Casting directors saw me. I came in and read for Dr. Andre Maddox, and when I left, a month later, I get a phone call. You didn't get the part, but they liked you. ABC liked you, and they want to create a character for you.
Okay. All right.
Tried to make that as condensed as possible, but that was my amazing journey to now.
Wow. I wanted to be a soap star. All My Children was my favorite soap opera growing up because, my grandma watched it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All of us. Yes.
Which one did you watch growing up?
You ready for this? General Hospital.
Wow. Look, you manifested this whole thing.
That's a whole other Zoom because I'm big on manifestation and creating your own world.
Yes.
And for sure, I mean, I'm 10 years old and the summertime, and we would come in from outside playing, and a group of boys. It wasn't like, it was all girls. It was a group of dudes. We were playing war and football. Uh-huh. And we would go inside at 1:50 p.m., make our peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, just so we were front and center to watch Luke and Laura.
Oh, and, yes.
Oh, yeah. And Robert Scorpio and all of that, the Ice Princess and all of that. That was so important. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to be the Black Luke Spencer. And everybody loved Jeannie Francis.
Yes.
So imagine my kid in a baseball card store moment, getting a chance to not only work, but be friends and friendly with Jeannie Francis some 30, 40 years later, 30 years later.
I love that. Yeah, I was just, as you were saying that, I was like, yep, I recall. I think I was probably like 6 years old, maybe 5 years old. I couldn't tell time, but I knew what time it was by what time the soap opera theme music came on. I knew when General Hospital came on, it was time for my aunt to get off the school bus. So I'd be ready, like, okay, she's going to play with me when she gets off the bus.
Yeah. I mean, our soap stars were rock stars back then.
Yes.
And, it's so not that now. It's amazing that every time I look at Jeannie Francis, mm-hmm. I try not to be 10 years old again. I've done, you're almost 50, relax. When I auditioned for the part, Finola Hughes was, wow.
Yeah.
And she's another one I've been watching since childhood. And God, she looks the same. She comes to my dressing room on the day of my screen test. Mm-hmm. To work out. They go to every actor's room that's auditioning to give you to run the lines with you. Finola knocks on my door. I was not expecting. Now, this is already the most high pressure moment of my professional life.
Right.
And then your childhood comes and then, butts you on the forehead. And I look at her, I lost all my cool. I've been in Hollywood, 15 years at this point. I've met everyone. So no one really made me lose my cool.
Right.
Anthony Gary made me lose my cool. I think I cried. I've never cried meeting a human being. And then we got along and we hung out all night at an Emmy party. And then Jeannie Francis, and then now Tristan Rogers, Robert Scorpio.
Oh wow, yeah.
We've become really good friends. We party. We travel a lot, so we have partied in every major city. He and I. Unlikely pairing, right?
Right.
The best stories. And so it's nice to talk to someone from this genre who was there when they were rock stars.
Yeah.
And then contrasted or juxtaposed it to what exists now. Finola came to my dressing room with that wonderful accent And she says, would you like to rehearse? And I was just, awestricken. And I just went into my little spiel. Oh my God, Finola, I love you. I was a fan at that moment.
Okay.
I've watching you since I was 10 years old. You look amazing. I can't believe I'm here since I was 10. This is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And she looked at me blankly. She said nothing.
Did that hurt? Did that hurt a little bit?
Well, I can imagine how it wasn't probably the compliment I thought it was.
Right.
And I've learned to realize that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm up here with this gray hair on my face talking about I've loved you since I was 10. So I think I dated everybody on that one.
Right.
And well, I love her look because it was expressionless.
Mm-hmm.
There was no judgment. It was just like, when you're done talking, we can rehearse.
Right.
And I quickly realized in that moment, this is not the compliment I think it is.
Right.
Yeah, I'm ready when you are. So I tease her. We laugh about it to this day because it was such an intimidating moment.
Yeah.
Already intimidating situation. But it was kind of that, it was like grabbing me figuratively by both shoulders and saying, okay, this is real.
Mm-hmm.
No time to be a fanboy. We're equals. We're contemporaries now. Let's get it.
Yeah. You know what? I love your story, like the journey, because so many of us, and I see it on Twitter, I'm guilty of doing it too, but we get discouraged by those no's, or maybe it's a not right now. And mm-hmm. So to hear you just kept on and kept on and kept on, and then it came full circle for you.
Yeah. I mean, that's, being an actor, it's kind of like, I compare it to the plight of a skateboarder. You know much about skateboarding?
I know to stay off of a skateboard.
I used to skate for a while, and yes, I know that now, to stay off of it. But when you watch the kids skateboard, you realize that there's more failure than success.
Yeah.
They're trying these little ollie kick flips and all this stuff. And if you I was at a red light one day, and I was just watching a young man try over and over this one routine. And I remember those days from when I skated. And just one trick, and you fail 100 times before you land it. Yes. Then you land it, and you go, yeah. Then I got to do it again.
Right.
Fail maybe less, but almost 100 times again, and then you just keep failing until it becomes regular. And I liken that to being an actor. Mm-hmm. I guess if you land the trick on the first try, it's a false sense of security.
Yeah.
And if it means something to you, you stay with it. And That's so true. This always meant something, and I knew failure was a part of the journey. And like I always say, it's widely documented for me. I'll take the L, but for me, the L doesn't mean loss. It means learn. So either I win or I learn, and that's it.
I like that. I'm gonna have to remember that because, I'll hear a no, and I'm like, I quit, and then I'm like, all right, I'm done pouting. Now I'll get right back on and try again.
It's better for your failures, actually.
Yeah. So, General Hospital, what has been your favorite storyline so far for Curtis?
Well, still waiting. No, so far, well, I like the idea that it has a nightclub. Mm-hmm. That's very important. A Black man in a leadership position on the oldest show in television history is important.
Yes.
It was cool trying to navigate my way into the canvas when I was new. And, but I've been there. I'm in my 6th year. Mm-hmm. So at some point, it was important to have some kind of Black ownership.
Yes.
And not just running around getting money from people. Oh, I hope I can make money here so I can pay rent. Oh, I hope someone pays me so I can do that.
Right.
And so it was important for me to kind of impress upon the writers that, we have no Black men in leadership positions. And so I like the nightclub. I want to do more with that. So right now, my favorite storyline is pending.
Okay. Well, I'll check in with you again and maybe next year and say, what about now?
Absolutely. I will say, I did enjoy some of the fun that Curtis and Drew had
Hmm.
on camera. On camera, it was fun. Um, I liked the dumpster scene. I liked when we were in the graveyard in the mausoleum.
Hmm.
I don't think I've ever laughed so much off camera. And they really let me have some creative autonomy. So I got to say certain things.
Hmm.
Um, I remember Drew and Curtis, we pulled back the coffin, and the line that they wrote was, "She's not there." Well, I get kind of tired of them writing Curtis stating the obvious.
Right.
So I just put a little culture on it. So when we pulled it back, I was already scared to be there. So when we pulled it back, Curtis looked in and he went, "Well, where's she at?"
There you go. I was like,
You got me in the graveyard pulling stuff. Where's she at? And so the response was hilarious. The producers, the directors, and me, we laugh. And I even threw in "I don't want to be here. I'm gonna die first," comment. The director was cracking up laughing. Um, these are me infusing some culturalisms into a show that lacks in that
yes.
department
Yes.
significantly without trying to be a stereotype.
Right.
There's a
Right.
unique balancing act of including the culture. I'm
Hmm.
sorry, there's a dump truck. Sorry.
That's okay.
And so trying to have the culture represented accurately, fully, and not
Hmm.
just stereotypes.
Yeah.
And so some of it is colloquialisms. Some
Right.
of it is how I would talk to you off the clock, I'm
Right.
assuming. But also can't get too barbershop with it because then we're going to lose a lot of middle America that doesn't understand.
That's true.
So
That's
it is
true.
a unique new balancing act. And to all the, people online, I don't write the lines, and I am doing my part to represent without being a stereotype. It's a unique balancing act, but
Hmm.
it's so important.
How do you react when fans kind of blur those lines of they forget you're actually Donnell, but they're like Curtis, and just how do
It's
you handle that?
sure. It's adorable right now. If it's in public, it's how they know me,
Yeah.
and that's wonderful. Where it gets a little weird is social media. When you have something negative to say, fine, whatever. I get
Right.
it. You don't like me, whatever. Cool, say it. Say whatever you want.
Yeah.
But when you tag me to say something hateful and negative, I just don't understand that.
Yeah.
That's like now you're tapping me on the shoulder saying, "I hate you."
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
you could have kept that to yourself or told your friends. You didn't have to let me know that.
Right.
And so then if I, as a human being, want to respond
Hmm.
and you're screenshotting and, "Oh my God, look at him." I had one person send a response because, I used to clap back a little more. And someone like screenshotted and come here, come on, come here. Somebody screenshotted and tried to send it to ABC executives, to TMZ,
Oh
to
goodness.
producers. Yeah, like, "This is who you hired. Oh my God." And so nothing came of it, of course. But it
Right.
was like they can poke you, they poke you, they poke you.
Yeah.
And then you can't be human. You got
Right.
to just ignore it. And it's easy to ignore when they don't tap you on the shoulder. So that's a little weird.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder. I'm always interested in how people ignore the comments because I did um, I co-hosted on ET Canada and I made the mistake of reading the comments and I was like, I don't know how people deal with this.
Yeah, you can't. And I'll look past it and the negative, hateful speech and but when you turn on your phone and they've tagged you, it just pops up. So you have to.
Right. Right.
That's the part you're like, wow, was that necessary? And then you look at who it is, and it's some person you just think would never say this to your face.
Yeah. Yeah. Keyboard thugs.
What man, everybody's those Twitter muscles, and
Yeah.
it's unfortunate. But that said, I have very few complaints.
Well, you
Um,
mentioned that about the traveling a lot, going from city to city. And, you know, I know that you guys were active, like doing your soap. I don't even remember what they were called, but I knew I had planned to go to one. And then I think the pandemic happened. So how does that change now that the pandemic is still ongoing? Like, how are you doing meet and greets with fans? Is it just like online events, or how does that work out?
Yeah, I've done a Twitter event. It was nice. It was really nice. My events are about dreams into action. You know, I'm here to inspire, motivate, encourage, and empower.
Right.
And so that's what my Zoom was about. And it's not just about me. And I wanted to know what people want to do, and then I want to check in. Yeah. What steps are you taking toward that? Yeah. You know, are you an entrepreneur or a wantrepreneur, right?
There you go.
So are you a sayer or a player? I tend to walk it like I talk it, or I just shut up. So I don't necessarily speak the same language of people who just want all the time but don't take those steps. And if they don't know how, my Zoom was more along that line of, okay, what steps are we taking? Let's position ourselves to be successful. Because I do believe success reeks of perspiration.
I like that. I like that. So are you doing another event soon? Because I don't know how I missed that one.
I don't either, Shamik. I'm a little upset with you.
Right? I'm usually on top of things. Maybe it was, when was it? And then I can tell you where I was.
February 28th.
I don't know where I was.
That's all right. That's all right. You got your own Zoom.
But I'm gonna be at the next one. You might have to @ me and tell me what it is.
Okay. Well, I feel like I know you already anyway. So.
Right. Yeah.
People don't realize when we interact with fans on Twitter, or we read your comments, or Instagram, especially people that do both.
Right.
And when I was new, I cared a little bit more about comments and people. When I see you in real life, I'm also as starstruck as y'all are. Because you've been just a thumbnail to me,
right?
Or just a profile pic, and I'm like, oh wow, you're Andrea 265, you know?
Right.
You love, you know. And so, although it's somewhat false, it is kind of there's a shred of genuine beauty there that I love. That I'll hang on to that part. And the superficiality of it, I'm aware of it, but I don't hang on to it.
So it is Black Music Month. Hey. And of course I celebrate it all year round, but I especially just hype it up even more during Black Music Month. And so I know that you have a little bit of a connection to one of my favorite songs.
Really? Wow.
Gangsta Lean.
That's one of your favorite songs.
Yes. I mean, I used to sing that thing all the time.
Oh, God bless you. Yeah, that's my brother. If you watch the video on YouTube, you'll see me.
Oh, I saw you.
Oh. No.
I'm like, who are you talking to right now, Donnell?
Okay. I was 19 there. It was the first time I had ever shaved my head bald when I didn't need to. I thought my career was about to take off there. We shot that video for 2 days. I was a rock star. I was signing autographs, groupies, the whole night. I remember one day I was drinking a Snapple, and these girls were standing there like, oh my God, can we have your bottle?
What?
I'm drinking it. That's okay. And they waited till I finished, and then I handed them the bottle. They screamed and ran together fighting for it. And I thought, oh, I'm about to blow up, you know?
They probably sold it on eBay later.
There wasn't even an eBay then, you know?
Well, maybe a few years later, they're like, you know what?
Well, let's see. I was 19 and I didn't sign a GH contract until I was 42. So that bottle been gone. They were like, what is this? But yeah, that was exciting. My brother wrote it. I remember he gave me the opportunity to write and I didn't. And next thing I know, the song, I know my name could have been on that sucker.
Yeah.
They blew up, multi-platinum, #1 song for like 7 weeks. It was a whirlwind. MC Hammer was our manager. I was in another of their videos. I'd have to point me out in their other video, but they couldn't feature me in all of them. I'm in a couple of MC Hammer's videos.
Wait, which ones?
Well, Well, oh Jesus. So there was one called Pumps and the Bumps.
I knew you were about to say that one. Somehow I knew.
Oh man, imagine me at 20 at MC Hammer's mansion. He has this like grotto in the background, and in the morning his driveway is like a quarter mile long, and it was lined single file with women in bikinis. I was 20. And I was Blunt, from DRS. I was Blunt's brother.
Right.
And they knew me from the videos. So, I was kidding, candy store. And we got in the video, and they put me, they want 95% women, 5% dudes.
Right.
And so, luckily I was in that 5%. So, shirtless me sitting on the rocks with two women on each side of me, trying to make me look hard.
Oh my gosh.
Pumped in the bumps. Yeah, it was. And what's funny is I never saw the video until about 5 years ago. Someone sent it to me.
Really?
And I'm like, wait, where am I? Where am I? I don't even think you see me. Yeah.
I've got to go. I'm going to go watch it after this.
I want to watch it again too. Just know I'm on the rocks at the top. If you can get past Hammer dancing in his Speedo, there might be a blip, but we were there like, all that we want for the rest. Trying to be hard but naked, got two ladies here.
That is hilarious. Oh my gosh. I don't even know how. I just had a feeling I was like, he's going to say that song.
Yeah.
That's
and
funny.
he had a song called It's All Good. I was in that, but you don't see me now.
Yeah, it's I spoke with Tamichi. I don't know if you're familiar with Tamichi, but she designed the Hammer pants. This was like last Black Music Month. And so the story that you'll have to go back and watch that one. It's an amazing story of how those pants were created.
Was it on purpose?
No.
I didn't. Really?
When you cut up your mama's curtains trying to make something, it was an accident.
That's all right. Well, that's all right. Wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah. And she was 14 when it happened.
Sure.
But the Soul Train dance, like somehow that fashion got to Soul Train, and like that's kind of where Hammer paid attention to that style. So it just took off from there. Mm-hmm. And I was like, yep, I had a pair of Hammer pants. I'm sure you did too, right?
Oh yeah, couldn't wait to wear them either. I remember school dance. Yeah. Yep.
I wore them to the school dance.
Remember those, since we're talking Black Music Month? Remember Heavy D?
Yes.
Everybody remembers. Well, Heavy D had some shoes that he was wearing back in the day. They would have platforms. Do you remember those?
I'm trying not to laugh.
Yeah, we wore those with the Hammer pants, I need somebody to
You
love
did
me.
not. I just did the black patent leather shoe.
Okay, yeah, those two. Yes. Oh, our fashion was so tragic.
It was.
And then, the different flat tops, I was a huge Big Daddy Kane fan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, even to the day, I think he follows me, which is like my honor. Like, ladies, Big Daddy Kane follows me. And he had the flat top with the step, so one side was a little higher.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved music and the culture back then. It was a little less toxic.
Right.
And way more fun.
And you know what? It's interesting. I just saw a flyer. Big Daddy Kane is acting now. So he's he's going to be in a movie on TV One.
Yeah. Yeah. I would have loved to have coached him along. Just, how people are friends in your head,
Right.
He's probably one I would fanboy out.
Well, he's here in North Carolina, so.
Is that where you are?
Yes, we actually inducted him into the North Carolina Music Hall of Fame. I'm like 2019, I think is when it was. Like my years are all mixed up now, but I think it was 2019.
Big Daddy Kane is in North Carolina?
Yeah, he's been here for years.
And where are you? What part? Because
I'm in Charlotte.
Charlotte, okay.
Yeah. But he's like kind of, I guess, a few hours away, but he's in the area. So
my dad is from Winston-Salem.
Stop it. Really? Small world.
And so it really is, I got to say, some people that I care about very deeply, I feel like every time I meet somebody and like them, they're from North Carolina. All of my dear friends are from North Carolina. This
Yeah.
is crazy.
I
Okay.
felt like a P.D. Pablo moment was about to come on. I was like, if I had a T-shirt to spin it around.
Yeah. Maybe I'll need to. Okay.
Yeah. So,
Shoot, I'll put some property out there. Shoot.
yeah. Charlotte's a little expensive, but you know.
Can't be worse than LA.
True.
I'm house shopping right now, and I'm like, what? That's what I get for that? And anywhere in the world, I could live like a king, in a palace.
Right.
In LA, it's 2 bedrooms.
Here's a box for $1 million.
Pretty much. You'd be shocked.
So I have a fun game for us to play. Whatever comes to mind, whether it's a story, a song from the album, just whatever. Okay, but
am I disqualified if I don't know what the album is? I'll know.
I think you'll know these.
Okay.
You'll know these. But the first question, because I like to fight with people about this.
Okay.
Which album is the better album? Okay.
I knew you were going to do this. I knew you were going to go there. I knew you were going to do this. Okay.
Make the right decision.
Here I go. I'm going to try to make this a quick story. 2 days ago, I just went to a restaurant that just opened in California. One in California is called Cracker Barrel. Okay.
Wait. They have Cracker Barrel there?
Just one. Just discovered it. I always said I would never eat at no place called Cracker Barrel. I love it. I didn't like the name. My friend from North Carolina took me, and now I'm hooked on it. So my mom is in town. My mom's in town till Thursday. She's been here for a week. I took her to Cracker Barrel 2 days ago. When you go to pay, they have the little gift store area. They had the Michael Jackson Thriller album. I said, I wonder how much the Thriller album is to this day, because it's the #1 selling album of all time.
Right.
I bet that album is still $30. It is. Still.
Yeah.
Now, the Off the Wall is hanging in my dressing room.
Really?
I have that album cover and a lot of inspirational things in my dressing room. So that album cover I look at every day.
Awesome.
I love both. Okay.
Okay.
Well, it's hard to beat Thriller. Oh my Lord. I'm gonna go with Thriller, just because. Hold on. I was 10 years old when it came out.
Okay.
And when I saw the Thriller video, I mean, I'm a filmmaker. That changed the game for me.
Wait, it didn't scare you?
Yeah, it scared me. But, being a young boy, I didn't want to admit anything scared me. So So I just thought, and then I saw the making of it with John Landis. And,
yes.
I'm, like I said, I'm a filmmaker. So that grabbed me all the way in. I was taken track for track. Though I got to tell you, some of my favorite Michael Jackson songs are from the Off the Wall album.
Okay. You redeemed yourself.
Yeah, which is why that album hangs in my dressing room. So I hate to sound like I'm straddling the line, but
you are.
Some of my favorite tracks are from Off the Wall. I just thought that's when he had a certain amount of real soul that got a little watered down with the subsequent albums.
So what's your favorite off the Wall?
Oh, God. It's not, oh man. Show me the songs. If it's not rock, let me see. Rock With You.
I don't know if you can see it. Can you see them?
Okay, that's after you get a Rock With You. Oh my. I mean, all of them. Go up just a little bit. There you go. Oh man, Fall in Love. I mean, okay, look, I like Don't Stop Till You Get Enough. I like Rock With You. I like Working Day and Night. I like,
all of them.
If there was 12, I'm in love with 6 of them.
Okay, all right. What about Thriller? The Thriller album. What's your favorite?
People slept on.
You need this too.
No, people slept on Baby Be Mine. People slept on Baby Be Mine. Michael, there's something about that. Girl, I give you all I got to give. I just think that's. I don't know. We felt something from Michael that was less commercial. It was more heartfelt. It was, I don't know. Everybody likes PYT. I don't know. What's yours off that album? It
varies every day, but I've been stuck on Lady in My Life.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. But you know what? My last car
Well,
was named Thriller.
the last what?
My last car was named Thriller, and I
Oh,
had a Thriller tag on the front.
yeah.
Just doing the absolute most, but the car before
Oh,
that was off the wall.
I don't know if I want that to be the name of my car. Off the.
Well, I'm gonna tell you why I named it that, because that car had so many quirks that I was like, this thing is off the wall. And I was like, wait, that's the name, because I'd close the door, the windows would roll down. You
Yeah.
couldn't turn it off to get gas or it wouldn't start. It was a whole
Oh,
lot of things wrong with that car. But so, yeah,
yo,
I'm a
there
huge
was
Michael
something
Jackson
about
fan.
me too. Me too. If the question is Michael or Prince, I was always Michael. I
Me
love
too.
Prince,
Me
but my
too.
Michael.
Speaking
And
of,
nah, yeah, there you go. Oh yes, yes, yes. I went to his concert. He came to LA in 2011, and he gave some charity concerts at
oh,
the
wow.
Forum to keep the Forum open. Tickets were $25. I took everybody. I went 4 times, and
I
Prince.
would have too.
Oh yeah, my friends were telling me who are Prince experts. You know, they go to all this, have been to hundreds, and they were like, never leave because Prince always does a delayed encore.
Yes.
Did you know that?
Well, I
And so,
didn't. I went to well, he performed here in 2011,
uh-huh.
and somebody behind us said that. So we sat there. He
Yep,
came back, and then
yep.
we sat there some more, and they're like, "No, y'all, he's not coming back. Go."
It's not done. Well, no, for us, he waited about 20 minutes. Half of the place left. They were
Yeah.
saying, don't leave. And then I waited. Sure enough, he came and rocked out for another 10 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
probably another 3 songs, maybe.
Yeah.
Then he went away. More people left. My friend said, just wait. The brother came out, sung one more song,
What?
and then came out on a bicycle. I have a picture of it.
Oh my gosh.
Prince on a bicycle and started riding his bike around the stage. So I
Oh
got
my gosh.
a Prince on a bicycle. And it was like his second or third encore.
That is crazy. Now I'm mad he didn't do that when he was here. He literally did
Oh,
not come back out after the second time.
oh, well, you know what? Brother was tired. You said it was the same year, so he'd probably given it all in LA.
Right, right. But we had great seats. We honestly had purchased the seats at the, touching the ceiling because they were so
Yep,
expensive. And I think we paid $50 for those, right?
yep.
So my friend was like, I bet we can sit closer. And I was like, I'm not getting thrown out of this place because of you. But I was like, but I'm gonna follow you down here. So we got pretty close, and we're like, stepping over people. Excuse us, we just got off work. We're a little late, And I was like, oh Lord, please don't let anybody come and kick us out of these seats. But nobody showed up, so we paid $50 for probably like $300 seats.
Hey, fortune favors the bold.
Right.
Yeah, I think I did the same thing, but the first one was at the top. It was
Yep.
only $20. And then when everybody left for that encore, I went and got front center. And so I got the best of both. Yeah, Prince was amazing. Good concert. I got to see Mint Condition, and
Oh yeah.
I'm a huge Mint Condition fan. Talk about black music. I think Stokely, the lead singer, is amazing.
He is. He
Oh,
is.
ooh, that song She. Look up She.
I love that song. I love that song. So what's your favorite song on this album?
See, now I'm thinking of the movie. I got such a funny story. I got so many stories about everything. Could you let me see? Turn the album.
I don't know that you'll be able to tell because the way it's written.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. I'm gonna say what jumps out. Oh Lord, I got so burnt out on Prince. I don't remember which one I love the most, but I will say this: every young man my age and a little bit older was in love with the purification in the waters of Lake Minnetonka, right? So
Of course.
Apollonia was it for us, and it was too old for me. I remember I was too young to watch the movie, but I did get to sneak and see it with my brothers. Fast forward to me in Hollywood here,
Uh-huh.
probably a year before I signed on GH. I'm at an audition for a TV show used to be called Single Ladies, and
I love that show.
remember that? I must have read for that show 30 times, never booked. And I'm in the lobby this one time, and this beautiful older woman comes in, low cut, everything, tiny. And I'm like, she's older, but man, I'm trying to rehearse my lines and I can't stop. So she goes in the room, checks in, comes out in the hallway where several of us are rehearsing, and stands right next to me.
Oh my goodness.
And she just started making a little small talk, and I'm trying to focus. And meanwhile, I don't even know what I'm looking at. And I'm thinking, oh Lord, be cool, stay cool, stay cool. And then she starts talking to me, making small talk. I'm trying to be clever. I would say something back.
Yeah.
And then she just turns and says, by the way, I'm Apollonia. I wanted to say, oh, I know who you are. But I didn't. I was like, how you doing? I'm Donnell. Nice to meet you. And we made small talk. So they called my name to audition. I went in and proceeded to promptly fail. I mean, I bombed because all I was thinking was how I had just met Apollonia. So I didn't even feel bad. I felt like the victory was mine. I got to meet Apollonia, and
yeah,
I don't know, maybe she was throwing it at me, but she was super friendly, and it was
that's
like
so funny.
it was again a kid in a candy store.
Well, I think one of my favorites on here is The Beautiful Ones, especially, and I love the scene in the movie where he's just being real aggressive on stage with it.
Oh, okay, yeah. God,
Yeah.
It's hard to separate the soundtrack from the movie.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
And then Morris Day, I got to go see The Time, Morris Day and them here at the House of Blues, and that was also an amazing moment.
So this year was it this year or was it last year? This year, I'm trying to think of when I bought this album. Is the 25th anniversary, and the trailer just came out because there's a documentary about this album.
Hey, I was just listening to it yesterday.
Yeah, so this is my favorite Mary J. Blige album. I hate that the ring light is like shining right here, but this is my favorite Mary J. Blige album. So do you have a favorite song on here, a story?
It just represents, that's the beauty of music. It's like a snapshot of an era in your life.
Yeah.
Like where I was when that came out. I was in love with the What's the 411 album. And so to me, there was moments in that just like, oh my God. So then when she dropped this one, I was so pleased. I was like, Mary, you really, really did that one.
Yeah.
let me see. The one I was listening to the other day was 411, so I'm sorry. This one, she had, is it All Night Long? Give me all your love and don't stop.
Yep.
That's the one. My love's waiting when you reach the top. Yes, she killed it. Zooby-dooby-doo-doo-doo. Yeah, that's it. I like that one.
Yeah, this was during the time when you remember we had answering machines and you would record your music on your answering machine. I would do the interludes and I was going through a breakup, so I'd be so just sounding all kinds of depressed, leaving messages with this playing.
Oh no, you didn't. Yeah. Remember you have to wait a half hour just for somebody's answering machine?
That would be me because you're going to get the whole song.
Oh my God. I used to do that. My mom checked me one day. She's like, son, you got to shorten that up. I ain't calling to hear all of that. Like, oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. That's a great one.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. This album. Whew, I love it.
Years.
All right. This one is another favorite.
Hey, my guys. You're talking my era. I love it.
I'm like, yep. So.
Oh.
What is do you have a story or memory or favorite song on this album?
I got two brothers, so we were doing all the dance routines. You know what I mean? So if it is in love, we have to feel this way. We knew every song. Yeah, I love that album. I love New Edition. They meant so much to me growing up.
Yeah.
We didn't call black boy groups boy bands. They were
right.
groups.
Yeah.
And it made it less cheesy. It was real to us. And then they had dance moves, and then of course the subsequent BBD and Boys to Men and ABC and all the people that came from that.
Right.
But Sorry was always my jam. I hated the content, but I just liked the arrangement, the melody. And if we go back an album or two before, I thought Bobby Brown was phenomenal. Mr. Telephone Man, remember those albums?
Yes, yes.
Bobby, he touched my heart with the way he was singing that song. And we all wanted waves and shags like Bob and Ralph.
I really had no idea what Candy Girl was about. Like, I seriously remember my dad would play it, and I'd be like, I want to be a candy girl. I like candy. Like, I was like, is that what it is?
And God, that was 1983 also.
Yeah.
And so I'm 10. I mean, there's all these pivotal, we're talking New Edition, Candy Girl, General Hospital, Luke and Laura.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so these were formative moments for me.
Right.
So all of this mattered. And I had moved from Chicago to an all-white town. Mm-hmm. And we didn't want to listen to country music and some of the rock stuff that was happening. So Black music was important for us to keep our culture.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. That was one of my favorite albums ever.
Okay. This was another favorite.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. How do you go wrong with this album?
Right.
Talk about energy. She was beautiful. She was talented. She did not, what I loved is she never lived in the light of her brother. She carved her own. She turned on her own lamps.
Right.
Her. And there's so many songs. I mean, the album, Rhythm Nation alone,
Yeah.
Is If on that album?
No.
Okay, the following one. Oh yeah, that was probably The Control. Anyway, I'm mixing songs and albums.
I know, I do that too. I'm like, wait, is that on this one?
Yeah, she had so many bangers, and then just watching her dance. I mean, in my era, every girl was trying to wear the hat with the ponytail out the back,
right?
And then grab a chair and dance with it,
The earring with the key. I might or might not have tried that.
Me too. No, I'm just playing. No. And 2011, I went to a Janet Jackson concert. It was the first time I had ever bought tickets a year ahead of time.
I'm like, have we been to the same concerts? Because I saw her that year too.
Really? I wonder if you got the same experience. What I got was about 10 music videos before we ever saw her. So when the concert was supposed to start, I got music videos. And we're like, well, we could have done this from the crib, And then when she came out, I remember she had on a white wife beater and some jeans. They brought out a bar stool, and she sat on the bar stool and didn't move. And everybody else danced. And I got, but he did the whole time. We are a part of a rhythm. And I was like, but I wanted to see the chair from the,
right.
and do your thing. And it was a very, to say lazy seems to cast aspersions. I'll just say it was a very lethargic, lackluster.
Maybe it was towards the end of the tour. Maybe.
Perhaps. I'll give her that. Her knees were hurting. I noticed I have knees that hurt.
Right. I'm sitting here with a knee brace on now. Trying to take part in a squat challenge, and I was like, my knees aren't good.
I've seen challenges. I get it. So, and you know what? As far as I'm concerned, she did the work. So I have nothing bad to say. I'm not, she did the work to even get there. So that woman wants to sit on down, she can. If you want to see her move, go pop in YouTube and watch her move.
Okay. I got just 3 more albums.
I'll be quick. Okay, I'm sorry.
No. I just was letting you know in case you were like, what? How many more she got?
I love this. This is one of the best interviews I've ever done. Okay. Whitney, wow. What a vocalist. What a powerhouse.
Yeah.
What a sad, sort of tragic tale.
Yeah.
I mean, I loved her from the beginning. And
Me
so,
too, yeah.
The greatest love of all, of course.
Yes.
Kind of everybody who thought they was a singer back then was trying to do that. I hate that everyone made me sick of that song because back then that was an audition song for everybody or a pageant showcase song. But Whitney was a powerhouse. And what I liked about Whitney, she was probably the last of an era. My mom used to like singers. Mm-hmm. And when I would listen to them, they sung differently than the singers that I liked in my era.
Right.
We riffed a little more. We did the riffs and the fancy,
Yeah.
scribble. And back then they really didn't. Not saying they couldn't, they just didn't. They
Hmm.
held the notes until the fullness. So Whitney would do that.
Yeah.
And, it wasn't,
Right.
And
Right.
so it showed confidence, it showed strength. And sometimes when you riff, you're hiding. You're
Yeah.
hiding the fact that you can't hold a power note and belt. So it's easier to just break it down and start scribbling with it.
Right.
And Whitney was sort of that bridge between that older era
Hmm.
and then today's era. And so God bless her, long live her, and yeah.
Yeah. I think my favorite is "You Give Good Love."
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
because of Kashif. but I did love the song too. But
What do you mean Kashif? Why do you say because of Kashif?
he produced the song, and he was a friend. So and I was thinking like, wow, when I was listening to this at whatever age I was when this came out, and I was like, and then to meet him, like kind of like you, like, and to meet him later in life and actually have a friendship was insane. And then I remember even talking to him. Well, actually, I got him set up on Twitter, and I was like, your first tweets have to be about Whitney. And so he told the story of, I think, the song, recording it with her.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to hug that man. I would love to hug him for that song because the bridge, you know what the bridge is in the song, right?
Yeah.
The bridge in that song, I mean, I'm getting chills thinking about it. When she says, now I can't stop. Or is that the right one? Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah, I'm not gonna sit over and sing it, but man, when she goes into that, I'm like, wow! I always forget about that song. I'm a download.
Yeah, that's one of my absolute favorites.
Yeah, You Give Good Love.
Yeah, I mean, it was my favorite even before I met him, but yeah, I just love. There's something about that song. I don't know.
What this love's all about. Yeah, that one. Oh.
All right, this one. Do you know this one?
Karen White. Oh my God, did she have no, I could be wrong. Does she have I'm Not Your Superwoman on there?
Yep.
That's my jam. So that would be my song off that album. I'm not your superwoman. Do you remember the video?
Yes. Yes. I mean, she had all of us like little girls singing I'm Not Your Superwoman, like
before you even So there was a brother in the video. I used to want to be him.
Really?
And that's in that video. I'm Not Your Superwoman. I love the song, but I also love the video. And I think his name was Brett something. He became a host on BET with thick eyebrows, super handsome cat. And so anyway, I always thought that video was great just because the song, of course, the melody, the arrangement, but then also the video helped because the dude was somebody you didn't see all the time. And
right.
At that age, it was like, oh, I want to do videos. I want to do videos and be like him.
Yeah.
Not knowing that videos don't pay nothing. Back then, we thought if you were in a video, you had made it.
Right. You know what? I was in one video and I didn't get paid at all.
So. Exactly. Okay. You're lucky to be in it.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know about this group, the LA Dream Team.
Oh, yes. They're here. The Dream Team is here. Is that them? Is it Let's go. Let me see in the house. Ladies and gentlemen. I think I remember. That's definitely 80s.
It was.
Do they have that song? The Dream Team is here, right? Oh yes, they're here.
I feel like
ladies and gentlemen, have you heard? The Dream Team is back, so spread the word.
Oh my God, you know the word.
I really do.
I have not met anybody that even when I'm like LA Dream Team, they're like, who?
Oh yeah. Oh, music and commercials were everything to me.
Thank you so much for playing along with me. I just literally was like, I'm just going to grab some albums. I was looking for my Bobby Brown ones, but I couldn't find them in time. So.
And I recently met Bobby. I don't know if you saw my Instagram. And the dude, I was disarmed by how cool he was.
I'm so jealous.
I know. How humble. I mean, he's a survivor. He's like a real deal.
Yeah.
Bubble wrap Bobby, you know what I mean?
Right.
And he was like, General Hospital, man, I always wanted to be on that. I'm like, well, come on, shit.
Come on to Curtis's club.
Yeah, perform. Remember New York Undercover?
Yes, I was actually someone I interviewed the other day just mentioned that it could be coming back. So I don't know. I hope.
I hope. I remember they really burned that bridge with Dick Wolf. And
Yeah.
right away. And I got to become friends with the Puerto Rican cat, Michael De Lorenzo.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, I was telling the producers, like, I would like Curtis's nightclub to be like that. I'd be willing to sacrifice dialogue if we could have 10 seconds of either an up-and-coming artist or an established artist who wouldn't mind getting their voice out there in my nightclub the way they used to do on that show. Remember, every episode you did with Big E or Mary J or somebody. Yeah. Those of us of that age and that community were like, yo, it made us tune in every Thursday.
Right, exactly. Oh, that's right. It came on Thursday nights.
I think it came on the same night as Martin.
Yeah. Yep, it did. It did.
What a great era of television for us.
Yes.
We don't have that now. Yeah. But I want to thank you. I really would. And that is it for me. And I want to say thank you for what you do. You're beautiful. Your energy is beautiful. You're a beautiful presence. I salute you, Queen. Thank you for having me. Thank you for reaching out to me. I'd love to come back, and I wish you all the success.
Thank you. And I promise I won't stalk you very much on Twitter. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Go right ahead. I'm barely on it, but go right ahead. You're one of the good ones.